Spoilers ahead. Watch out, and take care. The movie begins in the heart of the bustling city of Paris. An unstoppable wave of daring crimes has thrown the streets into chaos, and etched fear into the hearts of its inhabitants. But amid the shadows and turmoil, a beacon of hope emerges, in the form of an elite police unit known as Anti-Gang. Led by the experienced and unorthodox Sergeant Buren, this fearless team of officers is determined to restore peace and security to their beloved city. Later, the anti-gang team follows criminals to a deposito they are attempting to rob, and stops them. Soon we get to know Serge Buren in depth, an experienced police officer known for his unorthodox methods and relentless pursuit of justice. Buren's reputation precedes him, as he is revered for his fearless nature and unflinching commitment to the safety of his city. The anti-gang unit is composed of former criminals who have chosen to redeem themselves. The team offers a unique perspective and skill set to combat organized crime in Paris. They are a force to be reckoned with, combining street smarts, determination, and a deep understanding of the criminal mind. The team gathers at a restaurant to celebrate the birthday of Manu, a member of the unit. Manu has recently joined the group, and has not yet been shot. On the other hand, the other members amusedly recount the moments when they were hit by a bullet. Soon, a woman named Margot comes outside for a smoke. Buren approaches her and tells that he is tired of hiding their relationship. However, Margot thinks it is better this way. Buren gets into a car to talk to an old work colleague and friend. The man informs him of a bank that hides the money of numerous billionaires from around the world. Buren thanks him for the information, and says they will pay them a visit. The next day, Buren wakes up in Cartier and his wife's apartment. While she makes out for her things, Cartier and Buren go to the bank mentioned by Buren's friend. In the car, Cartier reveals he is aware of Buren and Margot's secret affair. Buren refuses to talk about it, and says they need to focus on work. Once they arrive at the bank, he asks Cartier how he would rob it. After listing all the bank's weaknesses, they are approached by the bank manager. Buren immediately tells him that the bank seems like an easy target for robbers. Then he advises to increase the security systems, and leaves. Later, they go to the police headquarters, where they work as agents. There, Buren meets Margot and her husband, Becker. As the unit members watch a video of them on the internet, Buren notices Margot entering Becker's office. Soon, everyone discovers Becker has become the new chief of the police station. In fact, he has replaced Buren, who does not take it well. Later, Becker informs them that the activities of the anti-gang unit are putting the police in a bad light, so they have to stop their activities. Elsewhere, a group of robbers enter a jewelry store, and rob it. Among those present is a frightened woman. One of the robbers approaches her and shoots her in cold blood. Buren arrives at the crime scene, and realizes that he must do something. When Buren and Cartier gather in the office, the atmosphere is charged with tension and anticipation. Buren informs of the recent spate of daring robberies in Paris, perpetrated by a notorious criminal named Casper. He shares dossiers on Casper, outlining his criminal history, his modus operandi, and the involvement of his gang. He stresses the urgency of their mission, highlighting the devastating impact Casper's crimes have had on the city, and the need to restore peace and safety to the community. Cartier knows this is not just another case, this is a battle for the heart and soul of their beloved city. With determination, Buren and his team take to the streets, visiting the various crime scenes affected by Casper's robberies. They meticulously examine evidence, and interview a former robber, to find out who helped Casper in his robbery. Their empathetic but focused approach allows them to extract vital details, and piece together the puzzle of Casper's criminal empire. The team discovers the name of a criminal named Fedor, and they decide to investigate him. The team finds Fedor's location, and decides to pay him a visit. Buren, Cartier and Manu hide in a pickup truck, and keep an eye on Fedor's house. Later, Buren returns to the car, where Margot also joins him, and the two kiss. Meanwhile, Cartier sees on the camera that Casper is entering Fedor's house. They are now certain that the two criminals are working together, and can arrest Casper. Buren gathers the team, and they prepare to sneak inside. After breaking down the door, they go inside armed, and search for Casper. However, the criminal has already escaped outside and driven away in his truck. Buren gets into his BMW and chases him. Buren informs the others that Casper is escaping. So Cartier takes the truck and blocks Casper's way, causing his car to flip over. The anti-gang unit captures Casper, and takes him to the police station. There, Buren, furious and proud at the same time, looks at Becker, and shows him that he arrested Casper without his help. Buren greatly despises Becker, because he always stays in his office, instead of going to the battlefield and fighting for justice. The team also arrested Fedor and the other men in the house for questioning. The anti-gang unit interrogates Fedor and everyone, but they cannot bring up any useful information. The criminals know the police have no evidence against them, so they remain silent. As a result, Becker informs Buren they can detain them for another 24 hours, and if they then have no evidence, they will be forced to release them. In addition, he tells Buren that his methods are not effective, so he will have to take care of other things inside the police station, instead of chasing criminals. At night, Buren visits Cartier, and tells him he needs help with the investigation. They arrive at the station, and Buren shows him the security room footage. They discover Natalie, the girl killed during the robbery, was filming the surroundings of the jewelry store. So she was most likely working with the robbers, but it is not clear why she was killed. Checking Natalie's photos on the web, they discover she was together with a man who is part of the criminal world. Buren asks Margot, who arrives shortly after, to find out more information about Natalie's life. The next day, Casper is released because there is no more evidence. On the other hand, Buren informs Becker the robber is not Casper, but Natalie's ex-boyfriend Ian. Later, Becker gathers all the officers to inform them about Ian, and how dangerous he is. Becker states Ian and his team are former mercenaries, so they are well trained and armed. Therefore, they must be stopped as soon as possible. Meanwhile, the criminals prepare to rob another store. As soon as the alarm is triggered, the police are alerted, and they rush to the store. Buren and his team are forced to stay at the police station on Becker's orders. In the process, they discover Natalie worked at the jewelry store that was robbed, and quit 10 days before the event. Buren can no longer sit still, and together with the anti-gang unit, they head to the store that is about to be robbed. They are aware Becker will not be happy, and will most likely punish them, but they only care about stopping the criminals. Becker and the special team had already arrived at the store, but they find no one inside. Suddenly, the criminals come out with a hostage, from another store. Buren and the anti-gang unit discover them, and a shootout ensues. An officer from the anti-gang unit is shot, and the criminals begin to drive away. They get into the car, and run away. Buren tells the others not to stop, and to catch them at all costs. The criminals are forced to stop at a traffic light, and the anti-gang unit starts firing at them. The criminals get out of the car, and start to flee on foot. The anti-gang unit follows them without stopping, and the shooting continues. The civilians around them are terrified, and the anti-gang unit tries to get them to safety, as they confront the criminals. The bad guys continued to flee, and at one point, split up. Buren also orders the anti-gang unit to split up, and Cartier is forced to chase a criminal alone. Buren pursues the others, and one of the robbers takes a hostage. However, Buren manages to shoot at the criminal, causing him to fall down. As they continue to chase the others, Cartier chases a criminal over a bridge. The villain falls down, and Cartier orders him to stand still. The criminal throws up his hands, but then jumps off the bridge, steals a moped, and drives away. Buren, Margot and the others reach a parking lot below Reno in search of the criminals. Suddenly, a car turns on, and starts accelerating in reverse, hitting Buren. Furious, Margot grabs her gun, and starts firing at the car, but then runs out of bullets. The robber picks up the gun and shoots her without hesitation, and drives away quietly, greeting Buren, who realizes this is the same greeting that Casper made at the station, so it must be him. Next, we discover Margot did not survive. All the agents are devastated, especially Buren. He and Cartier talk, and he tells them they must find Casper. However, Cartier says the anti-gang unit no longer exists, they have lost. Soon, Becker arrives and informs Buren that he must arrest him, for not following orders and endangering the officers. In addition, he reveals that he read Margot's chats with Buren, and knew that she was cheating on him. Becker orders Buren arrested and locked in a cell. Later, Becker comes in, and starts beating him for personal reasons. Cartier returns home, and is down in the dumps. His wife approaches him and says that if he is sick, she and the child will feel the same. So she advises him to go and finish the work he started with the anti-gang. Cartier meets Buren's friend, who takes him to the doctor who treated a member of the criminal gang, Ian. The doctor reveals the place where Ian is recovering, and Cartier leaves. He arrives at a workshop, where he initially fights a large man. After knocking him down, Cartier ventures into the workshop, and finds all the evidence against the robbers. Soon, Ian arrives and begins to fight Cartier. Initially, Ian has the upper hand, but Cartier manages to push him under the car, and tear him to pieces. Cartier goes to the police station, and shows Becker all the evidence against the gang of criminals, as well as the fact that Casper is the mastermind behind it all. Cartier promises to arrest Caper today, but he needs Buren's help, who is soon freed, and begins to discuss Casper's plans with Cartier and Becker. Buren states that Casper is going to do the biggest robbery today. After the bank robbery, the authorities tried to move the money and gold elsewhere. However, Casper and his team tracked them down, and stole everything. Now, however, the police are aware of Casper's plan, and they surprise him at the exit of a building, when the criminals are about to escape. The police block every possible exit, and a shootout ensues. Casper runs away, but Buren pursues him. Soon, Casper catches Buren from behind, and starts shooting him numerous times. However, Buren is wearing a bulletproof vest, and survives. He pounces on Casper, and grabs him, and they fall together. Eventually, all the criminals are arrested, including Casper, who is about to die. The job for the anti-gang unit is finished, and Buren and Cartier walk away. The end. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you'd like to see more videos like this. Turn on the notifications, and leave a like to help the channel out.